Welcome to The Real Review, sponsored by Parametric and Lazy Ape Studios, where you get some of the latest happenings, real thoughts, and perspectives in the world of film and television. And this is our coming soon and news segment. And with me, I have Mr. Joel Cunningham.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Doing well?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah, I'm very hungry right now.
What do you feel like you want to eat right now?
Anybody's got a sandwich out there and wants to drop it off.
What kind of sandwich?
Ham. No, actually.
Ham?
Roast beef sounds really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Like from where? What would be your roast beef?
I don't
go-to
care.
Spot?
My go-to for sandwiches these days is probably... That's a tough one. Jimmy John's, I would say.
Jason's Deli has a really good sandwich. It's kind of an au jus thing too, but it's called the Beef Eater.
Gotcha.
It's pretty good.
That sounds pretty tasty. There's actually a really good deli that's right around the corner from the studio here.
Yeah?
It's called Sugar Jams.
Sugar Jams?
Sugar Jams Bake Shop. Yeah, she does this turkey pesto sandwich, just like amazing.
Sweet Sugar Jams.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's cool. Supporting local people, and she's right by us, and I can walk over there, and it's all really good, made fresh every day.
Cool. Well, tell her you mentioned her place on the podcast, and maybe we'll get a lifetime discount.
That'd be great. This podcast sponsored by Sugar Jams because we can get free sandwiches and cookies and pies. Yeah,
I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's lovely. Well, my mom owns a bakery too, so I should have her be our sponsors.
Cool.
Pink Tree Bakery, sponsored by Pink Tree.
Well, and I guess we got a couple things we want to talk about coming out this week. It's actually kind of a slower week for movies.
It is. It's not a big. I feel like we're reaching that.
We're basically out of summer. We're out of
fall.
summer now. This is our transitionary week
as far as film goes.
Right. We are out of summer as far as film is concerned. In Phoenix, Arizona, we are in summer until November 1st.
Right.
And the films that we have coming out aren't really that huge of a releases. There's not a lot of hype behind them. And one of them happens to be something I'm probably more looking forward to is a Netflix release. So it's not theatrical. But
it's a very bad time. It's falling right around my birthday, which usually for my birthday, I take a family trip to a film. And there's nothing, Matt.
I know.
Nothing.
Go see something that you haven't seen yet that I don't know is out already. I don't know. Go see Logan Lucky. Tell me
go see Logan Lucky. Maybe we'll do that.
And then we'll go from there. But yeah, why don't you tell everybody how they get connected with us?
Well, there's some wonderful, fun ways to get connected. Carrier Pigeon.
Carrier Pigeon.
Yep. Yeah, we go old school
Hedwig.
here. Hedwig, if you've got an owl.
Yeah.
That'd be cool just to have an owl come by and drop something off. That would be amazing.
That'd be really sweet.
Yeah, please do that.
Expelliarmus.
Yeah. And if you don't do that, we're also online.
Yeah.
You can get connected with us on our website, which is realreviewmedia.com. We've got a newsletter there. We've also got Facebook, which is facebook.com/realreviewmedia. And then you can also find us on the Instagram, Twitter, both at Real Review Media. And then email.
On the gram.
Email us both on the gram. It's realreviewmedia@gmail.com.
Yeah. Let us know what's up.
There it is. Yeah.
Tell us what shows you want us to watch and really look out for. There's actually quite a few new ones coming out. We covered that at the beginning of the summer.
There's our standard ones we're going to be watching, like The Flash and everything. And Mr. Robot and things like that. But, we'd love to hear any good suggestions.
Yeah, definitely.
From people, not on people.
For sure. So let's go ahead and dive into the first one here I want to talk about that's coming out this week. And this is actually an animated film called Leap.
Yep.
Just kind of give you a synopsis. It's an orphan girl dreams of becoming a ballerina and flees her rural Brittany for Paris, and where she passes for someone else and accedes to the position of pupil at the Grand Opera House. Now we actually, I'm gonna get a couple of names here. So we have Elle Fanning, Dane DeHaan. Wow, I didn't know that. Carly Rae Jepsen is in this as well. Mandy Ziegler. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. We just found out that this is basically the Americanized version
of another film
called The Ballerina that released in France.
Right. Just Ballerina.
Ballerina, yeah.
So it released in 2016. And it's been doing pretty good. I think that's the main reason why it's getting a U.S. release. Yeah. It's got some pretty good ratings overall on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got like 64% of watchers liked it.
Yeah.
Tomato-wise, it's at 73%, but the overall rating is like a 5.7.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting it to be awful, but it definitely isn't going to be... Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody. It's not going to be probably the most amazing thing. I think one of the things that I had actually noticed about this, which makes a lot of sense now, is when I originally saw it, I felt like their mouth motions were really
I didn't see
off.
that. Okay.
And I was thinking that was just really poor animation.
Yeah.
But now I'm realizing, okay, well,
it's basically dubbed.
The original version was probably in French, and so it makes sense that their mouths would be a little bit off.
Interesting.
But it just the difficulty with something like that, it's like any type of dub, is that you have to get the emotion across that the animated character is doing that was originally animated with the audio. So it's like it's a bit once removed sometimes.
And the translations are going to be a little bit looser, maybe to fit what's happening in the scene. So.
Correct. So it looks okay. It's definitely a kid's movie. It's ballerina girl wants to become a great ballerina, and inventor boy wants to become a great inventor, and then they kind of hijinks ensue as they both pursue their goals.
I saw the trailer for this, and I was like, meh. I saw it right after. I don't remember what I was going to see, but there's a bunch of kids movies previous. There's this one and like Rock Dog, and I was just like, I don't know. None of it looked good. It didn't look funny. That's another problem too, is if you have humor that, what might play as humor and funny to people in France, it's not necessarily going to translate here, because usually humor has a lot to play in culture, and that's a different culture. So
agreed. So we'll see. Maybe they changed it. I mean, it doesn't look. It's not necessarily my cup of Joe. It's not really my thing that I'm super excited to watch, but I gotta see something, man.
What's your excitement level on this one?
Oh man, maybe a 3. Around a 3.
I'll go 2.5.
2.5. Okay.
2.5er.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's Leap. Let us know if you check that out. We're gonna try our best to cover what we can, but
if you take the leap,
Hey-o. Dive right into that. That actually brings me to another movie that's coming out that was technically released last year at the Toronto International Film Festival, aka TIFF, and it's called Birth of Dragon, and it stars our let me go over the synopsis here first, but so set against the backdrop of the 1960s San Francisco, Birth of a Dragon is a modern take on the classic movies that Bruce Lee was known for. It takes its inspiration from an epic and still controversial showdown between an up-and-coming Bruce Lee and kung fu master Wong Jack Man, a battle that gave birth to a legend. And so from what I gathered on this trailer, Joel, and just kind of a quick thing on it, is first of all, Philip Ng is playing Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I don't see him. I actually haven't seen him in anything else listed on here.
Okay.
I know you were thinking he was from.
I thought he was in The Ray, but he's not. Apparently.
Yeah, it's a different guy.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This looks like it's kind of trying to be a documentary, but it's definitely over stylized in its portrayal of that.
Yep.
I don't know. It doesn't pull me in at all. Looks over the top, like it's trying to be a lot more. The music in it was okay, and it was kind of crescendoing, and then towards the end when it like got quote unquote cool, or like Bruce Lee was trying to be cool, like this rap like kicked in, and then it stopped and did this cool epic music, which I was fine with, and then this rap kicked in again. I was like, okay.
They're trying really reach in with the trailer.
Yeah.
You can tell that with the music and the way that they're cutting it. They're trying to. It feels like they're trying to have their cake and eat too. So the guy from The Raid is Iko.
That's right. Okay.
Wise. I'm not sure how you pronounce
He's cool. I like him.
He's great. Yeah, but just from the basis of the trailer. So if I compare this to another film that's kind of like an origin story trailer and has a similar, idea of the legend of Bruce Lee, it's related.
Right.
Ip Man, one of my favorite kung fu movies of all time. Great movie.
Not to be confused with IP Man and technical support.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. With that film, they made a kung fu drama. It is a film that has very strong dramatic elements and story structure and character motivations, but also has really good action and really good suspense and fighting. This is a Blumhouse production,
Blumhouse
WWE production.
Which is kind of like their not full Blumhouse brand. It's like kind of their off brand.
Right. And it WWE as well, right? And it looks like what they're trying to do is make an action film into a dramatic action film.
Right.
And it doesn't feel that way. It feels like it's pretty much like a straight up action film. So it's got those like moments in the trailer where like they say that like the comeback one-liner type thing, and it's just super silly, and you're just like, really? That's what you're gonna go with? It's like, oh, have you seen my punch? And then he like punches them.
My 1-inch punch.
Do you know about your weaknesses? What weaknesses? Like
limitations,
or limitations. Yeah, it's like, what limitations? So it just looked really silly because of that, and I feel like if they had just gone straight forward with, no, it's an action film.
Yeah.
and they just made it into an action film, I would have been much more interested. But because they're trying to turn into something it doesn't feel like it's going to be in the film, just is not there, it makes me very cautious. It's like, well, what did they actually try? What are they actually trying to do here? And now trailer editors and everything like that are a completely different group, and generally they are. And, generally that's part of the whole marketing structure and everything like that. But the director usually has a strong, heavy voice into that. So it just leaves me a bit worrisome, a bit fearful, a bit unsure of kind of what to expect with this.
Yeah. So it's not, it wasn't as well received at TIFF. So we'll see what happens. And that might be part of the reason why it took a long time to make it to the theaters, to pick up distribution.
I think if I can just release myself from the whole like connections that I'm saying with Ip Man and stuff, and just go into it and just say like just action, action, then I might be able to kind of enjoy it a little bit. But it doesn't look the greatest acting. The sound effects and the way that the sound design works is not working for me at all.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things to say that potentially are
there's
really
some cliche like slow-mo stuff too.
Very cliche with the punches, and they're like, like as they're getting punched and stuff. So yeah.
Excitement level.
2-ish.
2.5-ish. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. So
yeah, it's sad to say that I'm more excited for Leap. I just think Leap is going to be a more well-structured, more well put together, even though I would tonally and as far as style of film, I much more prefer, the Birth of the Dragon sort of thing. I think that this is just not going to be a great film to watch for a lot of different stupid reasons.
We shall see what happens. But yeah, so let's dive into the next one, which is not a theatrical release.
No.
This is going to be Death Note.
Correct.
And this one I am actually excited for. Death Note, though, to give you a synopsis, first of all, it's based off a Japanese manga / anime, whatever you want to call it.
Started as a manga, turned into an anime.
So, Light Turner, a bright student, stumbles across a mystical notebook that has the power to kill any person whose name he writes in it. Light decides to launch a secret crusade to rid basically everybody that's wronged him in his life.
Yep.
So, the big, first of all, William Dafoe is apparently this death god or whatever. I don't know much about it. Did you watch a manga?
I've watched a couple. I had a friend that was like just singing the praises of the anime.
Okay.
And so I watched the first 2 episodes of the anime, but so some issues. I had the anime sort of spoiled for me.
Oh, okay.
By a couple people that have been like, oh, this what happens, because there's some pretty big twists to the story, because it's kind of a mystery.
Okay.
It tells a story of, so this guy Light is kind of battling it out with a detective.
Mm-hmm.
The detective is trying to figure out who this guy Light is.
Right.
And so it's kind of a battle of wits. And I had the resolution to that battle kind of spoiled for me.
Okay. Yeah,
so
don't tell me.
Right, I won't. So it ruined that sense of like intensity.
Yeah.
I will say as well, there are definitely some mediums and stories that are best told with a certain style. Some of them are much better with a Japanese style, especially when it comes to like live action.
Yeah.
Live action anime have very, 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 very rarely proven to be successful.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah. And there's a lot of reasons that I could definitely get into for that. But I think a lot of it just has to do with the way that a story is told in a manga and in an anime. It's episodic. It's designed to be, it'd be like taking a television show and turning it into a film.
Right.
That in of itself is a difficult thing to do. Like when you take a television show that's episodic and turn it, right. So you're taking, that's one thing. So you're taking something that's episodic in nature, turning it into a single story. So that can be a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Then additionally, you're taking 2 cultures. So you're taking Japanese culture and turning this into an American culture thing, and stuff that's made to be sensationalized in a certain way because it's an anime, because it's a manga, because it's supposed to be like jarringly grabbing of your attention in certain ways. So they're fighting an uphill battle with it. The story in and of itself, though, from what I heard, is an amazing story as far as the Death Note story goes. And it doesn't surprise me that they would turn this into an American film, because it's out of all the different, I think, anime and everything from Japan that have sort of had that crossover appeal. This is definitely one of the top ones that's out there.
Right. I like the talent behind it. I like Adam Wingard because I feel like he's really good with his with his tones. Typically, he comes from a horror background.
Yeah.
But he also did things like The Guest, which was more of a thriller, and it was really good. And you get a lot of character stuff in that too.
Yeah, I think Willem Dafoe makes a great. I forget his name.
Ryuku or something.
Yeah, I forget. I saw this like 2 years ago. He looks the role great. He sounds great. So we'll see.
I'm excited about it. It's getting poor reviews on Rotten Tomatoes right now, but there's only like 4 reviews out for it. So we'll see. It could change drastically, but when it starts at 33%, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We'll see. I'm kind of excited. Out of the 3 movies coming out this weekend, this is the one I'm still most excited to see.
Yeah, a little higher.
I'm close to maybe to 5, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm more like a 4.
Okay.
I just don't. I personally feel like I don't think they're going to do justice to the story the way they need to because of.
I'll probably watch
the fact that they're taking a giant series of episodes in manga and turning it into one.
Yeah, I'll probably watch a movie and then go back and watch the manga because I think it's on Netflix also. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive about this, but I'm pretty sure that there's an entire story arc in just the anime.
Yeah,
like you don't have to read the manga; you can just watch the anime, and that might be quicker for you.
Yeah.
The manga.
I had a few people suggest it to me. I'm not going to read it. I don't plan on reading it, but I would watch it.
It's a really good mystery suspense because it's like it's this. So the guy L's the attorney the investigator, and so it's this battle of wits. Who's going to reign supreme? It's kind of a tragedy in a sense, in a way, more of a horror, I should say, than tragedy.
I gotcha.
There you go.
Cool. Hey, well, we don't actually have any news stuff this week. I mean, we touched on stuff on our website with
we make up news.
The release. Right? Like, so for example, Obi-Wan's going to be the next standalone Star Wars film. It's not really a surprise to anyone. That's what I've been calling for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it. Yay, Ewan McGregor is not officially signed on, but I think it would be a huge mistake if they didn't sign him on.
Yeah.
And
he's young enough he could play it still.
Yeah, and I think the time frame that they're going to shoot for is between episodes 3 and 4 when he's like kind of older in the desert, like when he's like watching over Luke on Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's like 20 years, there's like literally decades where we don't know what he did, other than just look after Luke. So he could have gone off on a random adventure somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I heard an interesting theory the other day, by the way. This isn't necessarily news, but it kind of ties into this.
Sure.
This is a general hodgepodge of stuff to talk about.
Grab bag.
So everybody's talking about, because Rey, we still don't know who her parentage is. A lot of people saying it's Luke. A lot of people saying da-da-da-da-da. There's actually a theory out there now, which is that she was the same as Anakin. She just kind of was like
immaculately conceived.
Yeah, immaculately. I don't know if you've heard that theory before, but I think that actually makes a lot of sense when you think of her close-knit connection to the Force.
Yeah.
That she could just have kind of been like this immaculate type conception. You still would have to know, who her mother is.
Right.
But maybe that's not necessarily...
Maybe it's irrelevant.
Her mother could have, like Luke could have found out about her and trained and done something, grabbed her and put her on that planet as a protective thing.
After all
the events that happened.
Everybody.
Yeah, but, and plus on the basis of what happened with his father and stuff like that. So who knows? But that was an interesting theory.
That is an interesting theory. There's legit a ton of theories about Rey out there.
Better almost than if she were Luke's daughter.
I don't think she's Luke's daughter.
I don't think she is either.
I think I would love it if she was connected to Obi-Wan some way.
Yeah.
More so than Luke. I mean, she has the accent. She learned that from someone. But at the same time, I don't know. But
the British accent.
Right.
I use the Force. I don't know how.
Yeah. She taps into that Force pretty easily at the end of that movie. But anyways, so that's cool. Obi-Wan, that's coming out. But yeah, anything else that you can think of? No, that's it. Well, hey, that's going to wrap it up for today's Coming Soon in News segment. Again, you can get connected with us on social media, facebook.com/realreviewmedia, instagram.com and twitter.com @realreviewmedia, followed by our website. Get connected with us there, realreviewmedia.com, and then email realreviewmedia@gmail.com. Reach out to us, let us know what's up, what you saw, if you liked any of the movies that we're talking about that are coming out this weekend. And other than that, anything?
No. Good. Yeah.
Well, hey, it's been real.
It's been real.